Morning, all. All right, so we are in between the first and second period. The game between the Kings and the Bruins. Been an entertaining game thus far. Let us discuss some news of the day for all you fine people for your Saturday, February the 17th. Starting with last night, the PWHL sets a world record for the number of fans in attendance for a women's pro hockey game. 19,285 in attendance to watch Toronto against the Montreal team, and Toronto won that game 3-0. So overall, great experience. Everybody's saying it was great. And the audiences for these games are predominantly women and girls, and that's what you would expect for PWHL. That's what I said that would make that work or make that not work. It had to be that buy-in. We're seeing that buy-in from the fans. So the one statement that I've seen about their hockey at this point is it's really low scoring, and it is. But there's other things to discuss PWHL related. We're almost halfway through the PWHL season. I will likely be doing a video on that first half of the season once we get there in the upcoming week, I would think. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Dakota Joshua has an upper body injury. He's considered week to week. This is a blow for the Canucks. That third line has been bailing them out at times. That third line's been absolutely fantastic. So losing Joshua hurts. Jet Wu's been sent back down to the AHL. However, they've called up Baines. There's been some excitement around Baines, people wanting to see how he's going to play, and maybe he gets a shot on that third line. Even if he's just on the fourth line, it'll be interesting to see how he does. He's going to wear number 80 for the Vancouver Canucks. Saw that this morning, so I believe it said he's the first player to ever wear 80. So all the best of luck to him. Local boy and all. Hopefully he does well. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Giordano is out for personal reasons. Tavares is out. It's undisclosed as to why Tavares isn't playing tonight, so no idea if it's just going to be tonight's game or what else is going to happen. Toronto, of course, their roster thinned out a little bit via the suspension, via some injuries as well. Lajoie has been recalled on the blue line, so we'll see how Toronto does. But with a roster that didn't look great in their last game, they did pretty well. So we'll see how Toronto does tonight as well in that one. So the Pittsburgh Penguins yesterday claimed Matthew Phillips on waivers from the Washington Capitals, so that crossover between the Caps and the Penguins is revisited. Phillips is a decent, young enough player that maybe Pittsburgh can wring some offense out of him. We'll see. Yager was also seen skating with the team today. I don't think they're going to sign him to a contract. In fact, I'm 99.99% sure they won't. But and you see him out there skating around with the Penguins, it feels like, maybe like for one game, just give it a shot. At any rate, yeah, Yager skating with the team. It's kind of a nice throwback, and it'll be nice to see him getting honored. His jersey going to the rafters, his number going to the rafters tomorrow night for Pittsburgh. It's tomorrow night, right? It's coming up. Anyways, so yeah, Yager skating with the team. That's great. Blake Wheeler in the not so great categories. Blake Wheeler being out for the rest of the year. He's unlikely to return for playoffs. They called a lower body injury. I'm going to go ahead and say broken leg. He did try to get up and skate off. Considering the severity of the injury, that says a lot about Blake Wheeler's character and ability to try to fight through and block pain. But yeah, Wheeler being out for the rest of the season. There's always the possibility too that this could be the final season of his career. We'll see what happens after this year, but it's tough. We saw that with Brassard last year. Derek Brassard gets hurt in what we knew was likely his final season. Brassard has not had a contract this year. He hasn't officially retired either, but again, it just shows that sometimes that final game doesn't go the way you end up wanting it to. So hopefully Wheeler comes back next year and gets an opportunity to show he can still play, because I thought he did well after a slow start with the Rangers this year too. Alex Killorn's returning tonight for the Anaheim Ducks, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Killorn has been a bit up and down for Anaheim when he has played. Was struggling to fit in at first, felt like he gets hurt, so we'll see how he slots in and how that works out for him tonight for Anaheim. And I wanted to finish things off talking about Milan Lich. Yesterday, the Bruins announcing after that news video I did. And then Yvonne and I went out for a few hours, so that's why I didn't do another news video last night. But yeah, Lucic is not returning to the team. He stays on leave. So yesterday I said, we'll see if the Bruins end up bringing him back. Which apparently offended some people thinking, oh, Shannon thinks the Bruins are going to sign him. No. My thought was the Bruins have him under contract. If charges are dropped, there's the union that could say, hey, he still has a job. He has a working contract with you guys, and since charges are dropped, right? So, and we've seen that in other cases around the NHL. Case by case basis, things can go differently. And I'm not saying Lucic is a great guy. Absolutely not. My opinion on the matter doesn't matter. But there was always that possibility that the Bruins would bring him back. There was always the possibility they wouldn't as well, but you have to leave that out there because he does have a legal contract. So it sounds like he and the team have decided, nope, this is not the time, and so he's not coming back. Keep in mind, he's only on a 1-year contract with the Bruins. It is highly unlikely, I would think, that he would get a contract next season. It felt like this was his final year contract. He was signing in Boston to get maybe a chance at another Stanley Cup with Boston. But, yeah, he's going to stay on leave for the rest of the season. So it didn't happen. But, yeah, I wasn't trying to say guilt or innocence on anything. Just, hey, when charges are dropped, really, the team absolutely can. I'm not saying they should, but they can bring the player back. And when a player's under contract, the union can make that demand as well. So, yeah, keep in mind, too, that the Corey Perry dismissal by the Hawks, that's still with the union, and there's still some expectation there. As to whatever action they can go through there. So, anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so thus far. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I am going to review the first game on its own. I'm considering reviewing the next 3 games on their own and then the following 9 as their own video, but it's going to be tough today because of the way that the schedule is all stacked up. So, yeah, I'm going to do my best to get multiple videos out there so that you're not waiting like 10 hours to get the review of a game that ended. So, anyways, all right, thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.